Hey guys, I'm not gonna hold y'all long. I just want to come on and give y'all some commentary about SOFI. A lot of y'all have seen me share. You might have questions. Why SOFI? How did I find it? What was the reasoning behind it? What should you do to, start investing or start trading? And I just wanted to give y'all a briefing behind it. Let's take some of these levels off. If you look back to some of my posts, and even when I added the position size, I was looking right after earnings. So earnings was April 25th, had pulled back. May 2nd is when I told everybody to get into the January 16th, 2026 SOFI 20 call. So you can see here, SOFI hit 20 and hit $20, guess you could say, in July 9th. So that January 16th expiring contract, it was already in the money on July, and it only dipped once below that July 22nd. So that contract is just still producing. I think when I looked at it today, it was up, and I actually have to pull it up. I think it's up like $999, and the contract initially was $86. What made me get bullish about SoFi? What was I looking for? And it's really about doing your due diligence and your research. A lot of people say do your due diligence, and for a lot of people it goes over their head because they don't know, literally don't know what that means. They don't know what research means. They don't know what doing due diligence means. And that means doing the work, trying to research. So one, look at the company. Listen to their earnings call. If you don't know what an earnings call is, it's kind of like a report card for the company. They come out every quarter and they have to report. So you can see their report card where there's EIT on. This is TradingView. You can use TradingView for free, or you can get a subscription. The subscription is better around Black Friday or 4th of July, but get the free version now if you just want to get the information. But all of this is public knowledge when a company reports. So they beat earnings. I sat down and listened to the earnings call, and everything they spoke about was positive, forward thinking, and initiative. A lot of people hear guidance, and it goes based off initiative actions that are not guaranteed or that are not forthcoming. They expect sales of such and such. They expect, or they're anticipating. Those type of words say that they haven't done it. These are things that they were going to scale and implement that were going to increase revenue, and I thought they were great. One was in the student loan debt sector. Taking over some of that and refinancing is going to bring in a lot of money. They talked about investing in crypto, mortgages, and I've seen their work and I like their platform. So I was very bullish on them, and I looked out to the end of the year because we were already halfway there. We were in May. So I was very strong in my confidence around this company, and I told people, hey, get you some shares. I showed the Discord. If you're not in Discord, please reach out to me. Discord is $170 a month. If you sign up with my code, I believe it's 50% off for the month, and then $170 after that. If you know you need a trading community, you're going to be in there for a while, I would suggest, getting the lifetime. Have a very, very deep discount on the lifetime. Again, if you sign up for 1 year, you might as well get the lifetime and just pay it off. But I gave it away in Discord, told everybody to get that contract. I gave them my watch list of the strike prices I was looking at for SoFi. And I also said, get 5 shares every week. Just every week buy 5 shares. I bought my 5 shares that week, and my price was $13.07. You can see now on my screen it's $29.81. They got up to $31 today. Did I buy it every week? No. Had some stuff happen and I didn't. But had I wanted to show you guys what would have happened if you did, and why it's never too late to get started, and still today, this is still a great opportunity to buy, even if we have a pullback. So a lot of people don't know what buying shares are, what options trading. So most people just know buying and hold, and some people have had bad instances with family members of investing and then the market crashing, and then they feel like they were at a loss. Majority of the time the market does recover, so as long as they had held on and they had great companies, it would have just reversed themselves. They would have got their money back. But SoFi has done great things. I've listened to 2 earnings calls with them, and they're just phenomenal. They beat on earnings, they beat on revenue, so they're have a good business model. So I like it. You can look at the chart and see, had you bought those shares, you're not missing out. You're not losing out on anything. It's just steady pumping and going higher and higher. When a company has a great basis thesis, their fundamentals are good, they're going to be a very profitable company. So this is why you should get in. If we take a look at Palantir, I remember when Palantir was about $8, $9, and I sold those shares, unfortunately. But I did get profit. I got 100%, so I can't be mad at that. But no matter what time you really got in, it was a great opportunity. But let's really use the math, and let's take a look at what I did with ChatGPT. I trained my ChatGPT to understand me and understand me as a trader and the things that I look for. So first I had it. I was like, I don't want to do this work and all this math. Let me have it go check. So I had it go check different resources to find out what was the share price every Friday since May 2nd when I told people to add. Once I did that, I asked it to put it inside of an Excel sheet so we could go over it. If you got questions or comment, drop them in. I'll be switching back and forth in screens to answer that. But again, over the past couple of weeks, if you had have invested, let's break it down. So this is the sheet. Here's my chat. Some of the questions that I gave, and I made it make me a CSV file, and I translated it. One thing you want to do when you're using ChatGPT with trading is give it the sources that you wanted to pull from. So I gave it the sources. It didn't give me the initial answer that I wanted. So I had it backtrack, go find the right sources, and then create me a CSV file, and then I put the data here. So now we have, since May 2nd, all the way to this past weekend, what was the share cost of SOFI, and what would have been the cost each time you bought 5 shares, and how much you would have accumulated by now. The cumulative cost and cumulative value. So each week you're seeing you're accumulating more. By this week, which is phenomenal, you would have 105 shares. If you do more advanced trading, you can write cover calls or cover puts against the company once you have 100 shares. Guys, give me one moment. Hello? Hello? Mm-hmm. I'm live on Facebook. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm going over a ticker. Alright. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. So after each share, it shows you how many you've accumulated and the total cost. So this is why I always say, again, getting in at some point is better late than never. Those 5 shares here cost way less than you buying them right now. But again, you got to get your feet wet at some point. You can see here on July 3rd, they were $106, and then back on July 25th, even though they went up, you still had an opportunity between this month to get it about an average price. So here, lower investment had you dollar cost average, and just, well, not even having a DCA, just buying 5 each Friday, you would accumulate that 105, would have cost you $2,043, and you would be up $1,000 in less than a year. A lot of people think it's hard. A lot of people think you have to trade options. A lot of people think you have to day trade to accumulate this. You could have done 2 things. You could have just right out bought the shares, or you could have call contracts and let the profits from your call contracts purchase the shares, making SOFI pay you to own SOFI and be an investor. So there are multiple ways to get profitable out of the stock market. Again, I've told several clients that instead of trying to find multiple businesses, you can have multiple income streams outside of one skill set. And that one skill set is options trading or trading within the stock market with the right team, doing the right research, or just paying somebody to do it for you. There's no dividends on this yet, but think about once those dividends start to pop, if they do start to have dividend payouts, and if they get included in the S&P 500, this is going to be a drastic boom for SOFI. Again, their model, high APYs on savings account, going into those funds, doing mortgages, doing student loan lending, is going to create a lot of revenue with companies and colleges privatizing and financial aid because there's certain entities stripping funds. This is going to be a big deal for people who want to continue their education. Hey Jose, thank you for showing up. My Mr. Chai, I love Jose. He's my bow tie and necktie guy. Love Jose. Thank you for the support. But again, this is just showing you how you can Get inside the stock market, start creating other revenue streams, and then start investing in learning. And this is something I do with my clients. They want to understand the stock market. They want to know how they can invest. And options may not be for them. They may need to take signals, which we offer in Discord, or they may need to have hand holding trade with them live so they can understand some of their mistakes. And I have multiple clients that are on different spectrums. Some people who know absolutely nothing, and people who've been trading for a while, because the market, the foundation doesn't change, but the climate or atmosphere and environment that we're trading in does. So some people need a little bit of help. They need to know, okay, I've been trading for 20 years, but I've been out of the market 2 years. How does it move now? SPY doesn't move the same way it moved 2 years ago. We used to have 0-day contracts on just Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now we have contracts every day, creating more liquidity and using retail traders as liquidity inside the market. So you do not want to be liquidity. I said multiple times, do not be liquidity. Pay somebody. If you don't pay somebody, you're a pretty smart person. You go to YouTube and you learn how to trade, and that is phenomenal. But majority of the time, some people want to save the time of those hours going down the YouTube rabbit hole and learning from somebody who's already done it, already accomplishment, and that's pretty much me. And I do customized sessions. This is just not recordings of me teaching. At some point we will go to that. So I would say, reach out to me now while it's not recorded, so you can have a customized plan. I put everybody that I talk to onto SOFI. I put this inside of their portfolio. I show you how to trade it. I show you on the chart how you can strategically build a portfolio with great companies within your price bracket. No, you don't need $25,000 to trade the stock market. No, you don't need a portfolio with $10,000 to $15,000. You can simply start with $100. Can you start with yes? Yes. You can go back and look at my page. I've had multiple trades with less than $20. It does take a particular skill set to be able to manage that, but I do teach you how to do it. Also, understanding indicators or understanding price action without or before you get into the market is best. This is the first start or chart you will learn. Just blanket like this. You can see gaps on it and strat, but if I remove everything, this is what you will look at. It looks like just some Christmas tree candlesticks, red and green. But once you have sessions with me, you understand how they move, what they do together, and what story they tell in order for you to make money. Every day we wake up and we see the news, we see information, and my brain goes, does it make money? Does it not? The things that don't make me money get less of my time. The things that will make me money, I will spend more time and do research. That's what doing your due diligence is. Not just going off a whim, not just taking a guru's word for it. I tell all my traders, don't follow me blindly. Research the trade, understand the background, know why I'm taking the trade. I always ask them, why am I getting this trade? Why am I waiting on this setup? Why am I waiting for this? Or what am I going to do next? A lot of my clients inside of my Discord know exactly what my responses are going to be, especially when I tell them and I put them on restriction and say, hey, for this week, send me all your trades. Showing them to me before you trade. And that's going to keep you from putting out really BS trades, getting into positions you should not take, over leveraging. If you have a $500 account and you take one Tesla trade that's $350, you're over leveraged just because you want to trade Tesla. When I tell you guys, you don't have to trade Tesla, you can trade TSLL. Some people, they try to over leverage and they trade SPY and it's out of their budget. You need to drop down, trade IWM. A lot of people are just like, I get anxious when I'm trading because I have so much money at risk. You might not be a great day trader. Day trading may not fit your personality. You might be better at swing trading, or you might be better at trading something that has a lower volatility. Instead of trying to add more money to your account, you may just need to pick different tickers. And that's what a customized trading plan does for you that I present. You get the opportunity to find out what you understand, what fits your trading style, and what's going to fit your budget. What's my goal for SOFI? My goal, I don't have a goal. It's more of a target where I anticipate it going, and it's based on math. So from May till now, let's just go there. From May 8th, or when I decided everybody should start building their portfolio, it was about $12.50. So it has already rose about another over $10 now. So if I'm extrapolating that, and I'm just using it for the same time frame, this went from May, June, July, August, September, May, June, July, August, September, 4 months. 4 months for it to move about $10. So I'm doing the same thing. If we go October, November, December, that's about 3 more months. So roughly $2 to $3 more each month this goes up. My target is where we can see on the option chain. If you go to the option chain, market makers flush out what positions are available, and so I'm looking at the chain and seeing where's the last opportunity. Before, you could not see for the January 16th contracts further out dates. So now I'm waiting for them to pop up the 50. But right now it's 40. I do see it being able to climb up another $10 before that January. And that's with them having another great earnings. Will there be pullbacks? Yes. That's why I say it's best to DCA. Buy when you can. If you just buy every Friday, you're not even looking at it, you're not missing it, you're okay. That was a great opportunity then. It may be a little pricey for some people now. But if 5 is too much, do one. Go do Uber Eats, go sell something else your house and get your $30 and buy one share each week. That is the best way to do it. But 40 is my target. I do anticipate them being included in the S&P 500, and I do see them on a path of growth. Just like Palantir again. I remember when Palantir was $8. We can put these side by side. Again, I have a more advanced version of trading view, so I can put these together. I probably could have layered it on the chart as well, but if I come out, put this on a daily, and you can look back at Palantir and how far it has rose. Same thing back here at $60 at April, $66. They're at 177. So these companies that have a strong foundation, they have a good CEO, and what they're leveraging, they're going to do great as a company. Can they do bad? Yeah. This is just what I anticipate with the research that I found out. Again, I listen to the earnings call. I look at their balance sheets. I look at how they're doing as a whole. But again, all great companies can have pullbacks. It's just another opportunity for buyers to get in, not to panic if it's a great company. Now, if it's a trash company already doing bad, I don't want to just call out Ford, but Ford is just not great. They always carried a lot of debt. They're just not prospering. They're not going to be a growth company. It's not something I would tell people to invest in. I like to look for those companies that do have opportunity to grow. Not to say a company like Apple is a bad company. It's a great old company that has gotten out of it. It's just like a staple now. It's gotten out of its growth state. And we want to find those other up-and-coming companies to invest in. Do I think it'll go? Oh, I didn't read the first part. Do I think it'll go higher from here? And I was thinking about buying $40 calls since I missed this call. Yep. $40 calls, $40 strike, due to January 16th. The more money you have, the further out you buy, and hold that contract. Hold that contract. But thank you, Nay. Thank you, Agnes. Any other question? Any other tickers? But this is the one. I mean, I had Bank of America last year. Calling Bank of America from back in the 30s. To 35. I just told everybody I'm bullish on Bank of America because of the company. I listen to the earnings calls. Again, the earning calls are free. They're free, and they have to give them to the public. Where do I see Bank of America? Let's look at it. Now again, Bank of America has its faults. Anything financial that comes out with the FOMC can affect them. Any interest rate cuts are going to affect them as well. But again, this is just another growth state. Since 45 is taking off, I'm seeing Bank of America 60. If we go out to that strike as well, Bank of America moves a little bit slower. I teach my students HCR, so it allows you to know how much a company can move throughout. But if you look at Bank of America 90, there's that 60 contract. I do see them getting here. Let me make sure that contract moved to the right date. There we go. Now, how did I find that? 1, because I hunt. 2, I know how to read the option chain, which is something you learn when you work with me. But 652, 655, 60, I like the open interest on that. I want that volume to pick up. But $50 for me to say, I believe Bank of America can move a certain amount of money toward that 60 strike. I'm going to invest $53 to $57, and for every dollar that Bank of America does move, I'm going to get 16. I like those odds. I also like the theta being very low. So if I'm wrong or there's some pullback, I'm not getting ate up by the theta. I'm still comfortable in my long-term portfolio. So being able to read the option chain, looking at stocks, being able to evaluate them long term is just as important for the short term. Speaking of Ford, do you think the government will allow it to collapse without saving it? Yeah, why not? They don't need it. They'll just have somebody. When we saw banks collapse, what did they do? They let those banks go under and somebody else bought them. So Ford could get absorbed into another company. The brand is long standing. I could just see people investing in Ford and still putting the vehicles on the road, but they have a lot of debt. I think people are afraid to touch them because of the debt. But they're, again, they could get bought out. We just saw Sycamore, I think it's Sycamore Partners, absorb Walgreens. Walgreens have gone back private, so you might see prices on Walgreens and different coupons in their store setup change due to them going private to revamp and be a profitable company. Or they didn't get absorbed by CVS, but you'll see some changes in CVS. So it's not always the government saving it. It might be another entity that might absorb those companies to make them better. But there's just a lot of debt on Ford. I mean, Ford trucks are $40,000-$50,000 trucks that retain their value, but I can own them. I could be a shareholder for less than what, $12 maybe. I haven't checked them recently, but no, I'm not going to invest in Ford. No, I don't. Think they're a great company to trade. They move entirely too slow, but they're less than $12 a share in comparison to the newbie company or the new kid on the block, Tesla. So you got Ford versus Tesla, EV versus long-standing American-made. Tesla's trading at $424 a share. Ford has been here, I think, max at like $50. They have not maximized share price at all, and that's their number one goal. TME, and that hold on, TME or TEM. The dyslexia is kicking in. Tempest AI. I don't know them. Looking at the chart, looks clean. They might be due for a pullback. They beat on earnings. I'd have to do the fundamentals to go see what they do. As a company, they beat the last two earnings, but they did consolidate a while after this earning. So people weren't probably comfortable with this price action. Do they create chips? Do they do AI technology? What they do? If upside, you may be looking at getting in now for a move to that 100. We can see they tried to push up there and buyers bought out. When you see those wicks like that, that means buyers are not confident with it sustaining that share price, and they're selling or taking profit. That could be people who got in here at 53 taking profit right here at the peak. Doesn't mean they can't get back there, but just know you'll have pullback at that situation again. But it's trying to peak out back out that 100. So I want to look at the chain, see what those 90, 95, and 100 contracts look like for like October, and probably those Januaries as well. Any other tickets y'all like to discuss? If you have questions, or if you want one-on-one, if you want to learn how to trade, if you just don't know where to start, I do have an 8-week mentorship. You meet with me one-on-one once a week. I know people's attention spans are short, so 45 to 50 minutes, we go strong. I teach you. You're able to access those recordings for the lifetime of the course. You can use that to become another income stream where you teach other people how to trade. So again, there's multiple people out here. We have plenty of people that need to learn how to trade. This one skill set could create another income stream for yourself. If you already trade and you just want, you need guidance on particular tickers, you need guidance on learning how to trade or use your trading platform, reach out to me for a one-on-one. We can trade. I do live trading sessions. Some people are just like, hey, I don't know if my chart setup is right. I had one person, they were just on the wrong time zone, with their indicators weren't working and their platform wasn't working well. So again, sometimes it just helps to have a second set of eyes, look at your situation to make you a better trader. You check my last post, you can see one of my clients, they met with me last week and they have been up ever since. I do have a client, she's actually now teaching her own classes, about to retire from her nursing job and now teaching other people. So there's a plethora of clients out here. There's a plethora of customer base, but the skill set nobody can take from you. I do pride myself on making sure each client individually understands what they need to know about the market, how to trade it for themselves. You don't have to wake up and wait on me to do anything. This is going to be the skill for you to be able to thrive and be an awesome options trader, and as well as a capital manager. It's not just about trading, it's about managing the capital. So building portfolios is another great skill set. Investing, getting shares. Also crypto trading. Once you can read a chart with me, you can go trade whatever. You're not limited there. But I just wanted to go over SOFI. Y'all seen me harp on it. I'm going to keep posting it. I'm going to keep drilling it in your head till you have it. So nobody can say, nobody told me to invest in SOFI. Nobody told me to get shares. When this thing hits 50, when it hits 40, 50, 70, 100, when it hits those different milestones, you can come back. Well, Chastity did say, she did point it out to us. A lot of us, have an opportunity to invest and not miss out. But again, exercise, use your chat GPT to the fullest. Allow it to research from companies and websites that are reputable. Perfect, cause see, your son knows what's up. Holding SOFI. So again, build those portfolios. It starts somewhere, even if you don't have time to day trade. If you wanna, if you wanna learn to day trade, feel free to DM me, comment live. I would definitely shoot you a discount just because you are showing up and being active. Everybody who commented here, again, you want a discounted one-on-one, reach out to me. Or again, if you want the full 8 weeks, tap in now. I think I have time to get 2 people in. I do not on board in August, and I do not on board in December. Onboarding in August is a busy birthday month for me. And then December is just Christmas. Everybody lags. Everybody gets sick. Everybody has obligations. So I don't like to onboard people in December. We can definitely sign up and get started fresh in the new year in January. Love SoFi. I use them for my loans. Perfect. Yeah, their loan system, I've heard people have great things. They're very low interest rates. So again, I see them being promising, and the clientele that they're reaching out to on those loans are not some prime borrowers, so they're not going to have to write off debt at the end. They're reaching out with low interest rates with clients that are not subprime, so they're going to get that investment back with that piece of interest, and they can keep giving out loans to those people. A lot of people are like, oh, they won't loan to me or different things. Like, you may be a subprime borrower. So people have to understand the credit market and the ability to pay back, which is going to make these companies more profitable and more money in the long run. Again, as long as you pay your bills back on time, you get your low interest rate, you can keep rolling these over and over again, which also brings me to another great one that I'll be keeping my eye on after their lockup period, which is Klarna. I hope Klarna doesn't get burnt. They did open up high. Again, I'm going to wait for their 90-day lockup period before I invest in it, because you never want to invest in the beginning. Wait till that lockup period is over with. They just IPO'd, so they have an opportunity to go lower. I think they'll be nice at about $20, just in comparison. Looking at SoFi and PayPal, y'all want to get this as low as possible. Again, you don't have to be an angel or seed investor to take advantage of these opportunities. But I think Klarna's going to be good as long as they put a cap on how they're referencing or getting subprime borrowers that they could eat up. I've seen a lot of companies where they'll allow to, they'll just write it off. People just get that loan and then decide not to pay back. That's where the problem comes in. You get that bad debt and these companies go bankrupt. But Klarna seems pretty good. The Klarna, that goes to the next one on my list, which is Affirm. So Affirm is at 90. We got Klarna at 43. Great buying opportunity back here in April. Everybody pulled back, and this thing is back off to the races. Where's the next high? We're already at highs. Yeah, back to 100 on Affirm. So again, you see that V recovery. Everything slowed down due to tariffs. Tariffs are not. Affirm doesn't have a product that has to be shipped or exported, so they pull back due to the overall market and probably poor guidance on earnings, and now they're stepping their way back up the ladder. Well, if nothing more, we've been here about 30 minutes. I just wanted to come in here, like, these are companies that I like. I don't have anybody to talk to them about, so I came to bring it to you guys. I hope it was helpful. I'm not sure how long this will stay up here on Facebook because they like to delete stuff, but I definitely add this over to my YouTube channel. If you don't know my YouTube channel, it is, let me drop it in the comments, KBDB Consults on YouTube. Where I do some charting, go over different stocks. You can definitely drop your tickers on YouTube and I'll break them down. I actually miss one of my old time trading with Delancey. She used to break down stocks, and I love and look forward to listening to them. Chewy was one of the big ones that I followed with her. But again, if you guys have questions, you need help, reach out. If you're looking for a trading community, reach out to me for those discounts on Discord. We trade every day. There's usually somebody trading live every day. I'm checking the trade with you, giving you guidance through the trade. So reach out. I look forward to working with you guys, or at least seeing your portfolios here in the next couple of months if you do decide to invest. If there's other tickers you like that I may have missed, drop them here, and you might catch it on my next video. So I appreciate you all being here, and y'all have a good night.